Hello, fearless listeners and viewers. Welcome to the Diaries of Badass Bosses podcast. I'm Joyner-Platt.
And I am Tigz.
And we are back for season 2. Welcome. We're going to dive deep into the lives of extraordinary individuals who redefine what it means to be a boss.
That's right. This season we have lined up a stellar cast of guests who have shattered glass ceilings, forged their own paths, and inspired change in their respective fields.
I mean, we're not talking about traditional CEOs here. Our guests include entrepreneurs from a wide range of industries, making waves, challenging the status quo, and sharing their stories behind their journeys.
So whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, a budding leader, or simply someone who loves hearing about tales of triumph over adversity, then you're in the right place. This is where stories of badass bosses come to life.
And as always, we are joined by our incredible producer, Connor Wells, who always makes sure every episode is an auditory masterpiece.
Thank you, Penny and Tigz. I am thrilled to be back for another incredible series of inspiring stories and unforgettable moments. Get ready for an absolutely incredible ride.
So stay tuned as we embark on this journey to explore the lives, dreams, and fearless endeavours of some of the most badass bosses out there.
Buckle up, because season 2 of Diaries of Badass Bosses is about to begin.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Diaries of Badass Bosses. I'm Tigz.
And I'm Penny Joyner-Platt.
And today we have, honestly, the most incredible guest lined up for you. And
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
I know you did a lot of the research for this one, but actually we both know this guest quite well. And I'm really excited about it because this person has quite a few
strings to her bow.
Yeah, that's exactly the phrase I was going to use.
Completely. In fact, so many strings to her bow, she might have her own orchestra.
Oh, I like that. We're going to take
it's a fabulous journey, and I'm very excited to get into it because it's certainly, gone through different industries, and I love that. She works closely with family. She's a mum herself, so trust me, this woman is pretty impressive. So
yeah, and when we were doing the research for this, it really got me thinking. So one of my favourite facts is that apparently the average millionaire has 7 streams of income.
Oh, I like that.
And so I thought we'd have a little look at what we've got as our streams of income.
Do we know?
I mean, well, I'm going to put it out there. I do not have $1 million in the bank, but yet. So I was looking through mine, and obviously, photography is one of the strings that I have to my bow. I don't have a whole orchestra yet, but and then I have my styled shoot days for photographers, and lots of stuff in terms of licensing and royalties, and the list goes on really, website design and mentoring, but you also have quite a few strings to your bow as well.
It is the beauty of PR, I have to say, because so many things, the way that the industry's evolved anyway, you've had to start training in all different areas because you've got to be able to actually not just rely on the traditional PR route anymore. You've got to be able to be, experts in podcasting. Why we set one up.
Exactly.
But able to actually guide any of my clients in, this is a platform you guys need to be doing and looking at. Copywriting. It's not just copywriting for PR, but we're actually constantly rewriting copy for newsletters, websites, award entries. I mean, the list goes on. But I think actually when we wrote it down and realised each of us has
each of us has 7.
And Connor, I mean, you got a few strings to your bow, babe.
I've got, I'd say a couple of shoelaces maybe. I don't know if it's strings to bow yet, but we'll go with shoelaces.
Oh, come on. I mean,
I got a few. Obviously, I got the photo side of things, video side of things, podcast side of things. Occasionally, I run a mobile photography sort of crash course for people who can't afford photographers and videographers. I've got my website where I sell Lightroom presets and stuff. Trying to think. YouTube as well. YouTube. I'm monetized on YouTube, so.
You've got a side hustle with your music as well.
Occasionally, I don't really gig that much. I gig once a month or whenever the's a.
I know, and you still never tell me when they are until it's the actual day.
I'm always covering for someone very, very last minute. Yeah. So yeah, I've got a few. What's it called? Passive incomes in a way.
And we all invest as well. We've all got little pockets of money.
Yeah. Whenever we're doing a shoot day, shooting Tigz's reels, we always have a little gander at the stocks because we always do our shoots around sort of 1 or 2 o'clock, and that's when like US markets open, the exciting markets. That's when they might
halfway
open.
through the shoot, I will be changing between sets or whatever, and Connor will be like, "Oh, so and so went up by £3 today."
Yeah,
Like,
literally. I'm like,
show
oh,
me.
Adobe's up.
Who are we looking at today?
Yeah.
I do love that actually, because one of my wonderful clients actually is a wealth manager. So whenever they do write their newsletters, it actually does feed my brain, and I actually do find out and get the inside track from them as well, which is quite handy. So
Yeah.
it's very useful actually, isn't it?
I love all like
tap
the
into.
sort of market research. Like I watch a guy called Andreas Antonopoulos. He does very good like stock and crypto analysis. Yeah.
Crypto, absolutely baffled by crypto.
I love it.
so.
Yeah.
Only 2 though.
Well, talking about income streams, I'm going to do it shamelessly now and say we are obviously coming to the end of season 2 here. The exciting thing is we're actually going to stop doing seasons. Mic drop. Yeah,
Dun, dun,
so
dun.
we're actually just going to keep going because we feel like you're going to miss us if we dip out again. Like we had a summer break, and actually,
I know, it's so long.
I know, we missed you guys. So actually, we're going to keep going, but also we're going to keep going, but we'd really like some sponsors. It's just really shameless, isn't it?
So if you want to add another revenue stream to our 7 so we can become millionaires, or, just support the podcast and keep it
is
running.
growing. I'm very excited at the new listeners and that we're gaining weekly. It's very exciting. I'm quite addicted to the Spotify app now. I look at it every day. It's
I
like,
like,
right, how many more have we got?
I like logging in and seeing if I can spot like a new country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll like be scrolling down and be like, oh, Albania.
Yes, we've been heard.
Yeah.
They may not understand us, but yeah, we're global.
We're in
It's great.
Japan as well. I saw them on the list. They were about 4th, I think.
Well, our guest actually, and we really should come on to our guest now, actually also has her own podcast as well. Just another one of her strings to a bow. So.
Yeah.
bow to have.
With that, I feel we should move on quite swiftly and introduce the absolutely fabulous and very stunning Alana Macfarlane-Kempner. Welcome!
Sorry about the long name. Try to be a 21st century bride. There we are.
Don't worry, me too. I'm a double barrel as
Yeah.
well because I just couldn't be Penny Platt. Sorry, it's not happening.
Yeah, I quite like Penny Platt.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
Oh, it sounds like a Marvel.
Yeah, I think it's like a
Marvel,
superhero.
Like...
I was thinking more like Penny Crayon, but I mean. Anyway, we move on. But welcome. I love your name. I think it's fabulous.
Thank you. Doesn't fit in any forms, but there we are.
You're too fabulous to fit in a form. You don't have to fit in a form.
Bloody tax returns.
Well, I am definitely going to do a wonderful intro for those of you out there, listeners and viewers. I want to introduce the wonderful Alana, who is from DJ to business powerhouse, mother, TV and podcast star. Oh, business owner extraordinaire. So Alana is a multifaceted force to be reckoned with, seamlessly transitioning from her early days as a DJ to becoming a celebrated business powerhouse, loving mother, and prominent figure in the world of television and podcasting. Alana's journey in the business world is a testament to her unwavering determination and passion. As the director and CEO of The Gut Stuff, Alana has been instrumental in reshaping the conversation around gut health. With a mission to make gut health approachable and fun, she and her twin sister, Lisa, have made waves, often referred to as the poo twins. I love that. I absolutely love that. Got to come on to that. They have successfully launched their own gut health products in major retail outlets, contributing to the betterment of countless lives. Alana's foray into the world of media has been equally remarkable. She and her sister hosted a Channel 4 TV show titled Know Your Shit. Great title. Shedding light on the importance of gut health in an engaging and humorous way. She also has a podcast with her wonderful husband, Luke Kempner. Alana co-hosts the popular podcast, Help, I Married a Twin, a hilarious and insightful journey into the dynamics of relationships. Her captivating storytelling and relatable content have... Oh, God, I can't even find my words now. It's but rewind, put my teeth back in. Her captivating storytelling and relatable content have garnered a dedicated following. Alana's achievements serve as a beacon of inspiration for aspiring entrepreneurs, especially those juggling the demands of parenthood and business. Her ability to balance a thriving career, a loving family, and a booming media presence showcases the boundless possibilities of entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Wow. Can that be my obituary? I love it. Thank you.
Should we just leave it there? Should we
Mic drop. I know. Thank you. That was really good. I might use that.
It's all yours. It is really, really exciting to have you on because I know we've definitely tried. Since season 1, I've been hounding you.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
My life is a logistical nightmare. So apologies. But I'm so glad I'm here now.
Oh, well, welcome.
Grateful that you've managed to fit us in around that, all of the stuff that's in that intro.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I would love to hear like your version of how this all, how did you manage to get every single one of these things in? What came first?
Very randomly. It's been a struggle. But yeah, it's been a journey. So basically I was meant to do law and business at uni. Lisa was meant to do medicine. We, from a very working class Scottish background, so we're the first people in our families to get into uni. And we decided we want to go to dance and drama school. You know, you can imagine the faces of our parents, which we did. And I trained as a dancer, and then I opened my own performance school in Scotland when I was 21, which was, really successful. But then I sort of left that, I left it running on holidays, but moved to London, and then and then the Mac twins sort of took off in terms of the DJ stuff. So very randomly, didn't want to work together. Lisa went to Central School of Speech and Drama and became one of the youngest theatre producers in the West End at 20. And we were like, no, we were always wanted to be so different. And then we were at a party one time, and someone from MTV came up to us and said, have you guys ever thought about presenting? And we were like, no, we don't want to work together. And they were like, well, come in and do a screen test. So we did. And at the time, this was maybe 15 years ago, they were setting up online magazines, which was very new and exciting at that time. So it was Verge magazine and Kiss.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, we'd love you two to be the faces of it. And we were like, no, we don't want to work together. And then they're like, you can be backstage at every festival this summer. And at the age of what?
I'm in.
We were like 22 or something. We were like, yes, we're in. And then it all snowballed from there. We did one extra. Then we went Virgin, and then sort of went into the DJ world, and had an amazing 7 years DJing. And while obviously near the end that was our full-time job, but you know, when we were first starting out, we were nannies, we worked in call centres, I worked in Harrods, what you call Harrods. You know, we had so many jobs. Whatever job was going, you name it, Lisa and I had done it. At one point I had 4, I managed a yoga studio, and we were DJing. It was like, when we were on Love Island, DJs on Love Island, I was still working at the yoga studio in the mornings.
Wow.
So very multifaceted. But as we were DJing by night, we volunteered for Twin Research during the day, which is the research facility at King's College. So little did we know that they use twins in a lot of clinical trials and medical research because they're a great control. So we were one of the first to have our guts analysed way back in 2015.
Oh, wow.
When nobody knew what their gut was, especially not us. We were like, what do you mean our beer bellies? So that was one of the first studies ever into how nutrition can modulate the microbiome, was actually done on Lisa and I's bodies first. So that's why we became so passionate about gut health, and you know, what it was linked to, how important it was. And actually it was really turning on its head everything we thought about health and wellness. You know, for us, health was just not being ill, and wellness was something that Gwyneth Paltrow talked about. And actually, you know, where we're from in Scotland, we're like, you know, people just don't think this, all this wellness stuff. Everyone's like, not for me, what a load of shite, not for me.
And
we
were
were like,
battered Mars bars, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you know,
which
and I
are
think
delicious, just going to throw that in there.
And we also were like of the cult, that sort of big trend of fad diets. We did the cabbage soup diet pre-Magaluf 2005. We did the Dukin diet. We did that. You name it.
Yeah.
Dieting was something we did 2 weeks before we went on holiday. Drank 40 litres of vodka, came back, and you know, this yo-yo sort of process, which we all know now is not the best way for our health. So we just became super passionate about spreading the word of what gut health was, how important it was to everyone. and also really shaking up the way that people spoke about health and wellness, and it should be taken out of the back of, you know, health food stores in middle class areas and into the forefront. And it was something that you know, everyone should know about. And when we were going through the research, it wasn't 10 grand pills made in magic labs. It was things our grandparents told us: eat more fibre, drink more water, have a variety of foods, move more. You know, it wasn't, the science was groundbreaking because it's the why piece, but actually the tips off the back of it weren't complex, they were affordable and they were accessible, and that's where the sort of gut stuff was born.
Amazing. Gosh, I love that journey as well. I love actually
So
the
random.
reason behind the business though, because
Yeah.
that, I didn't realise that. So that is fantastic. So tell us a little bit what it's like, because obviously you've said you and Lisa didn't want to work together. So what's it like now? Like the fact that you do, and you've got this huge successful career together.
Yeah, it's amazing having each other there for the highs, but most importantly, the lows, I think. You know, that ride or die mentality that you have with a family member in business is super clear. And actually, I think one of the most important things, I don't know how founders do it on their own, by the way. I could never do this on my own. But our strengths are each other's weaknesses. Lisa's amazingly creative. Her brain is a weird and wonderful place. I would not like to be in it. But it's a joy to work alongside most of the time. So she does everything to do with sort of words, creativity, marketing, and I am, you know, I love an Excel spreadsheet, so I do all the boring stuff, finance, ops,
That's great
logistics, which I love. So it works really well in terms of skill set, but I think, you know, we're there to pick each other up off the floor when we need to. And, you know, when you're on your own business, there's certainly more lows than there are highs. And that only gets worse as it gets bigger. And, you know, we've just been through a really difficult fundraise time, you know, in a very difficult market. And, you know, Lisa was about to give birth and was, you know, we were going through all these, you know, panic, 3 a.m. panic type things, but we're through the other side now. And then, you know, you also get standing on those big award stages together, winning all these big, amazing awards. So I couldn't do it without her. But I think what it does bring as well, and we learned that over the years of DJing, is that what it does is it removes, even though when we speak to each other, we're so direct, it removes all the niceties, but it gets shit done quicker. Because you don't have to go, when someone comes up with a shit idea, you don't have to go, oh yeah, I'll think about it, let's discuss it. You go, that's shit, next. So I think it makes the business move a lot quicker. Right. Because we sort of scrap the niceties.
Brilliant.
I love that. And how do you, when the big wins happen, how do you celebrate?
We used to be very bad at celebrating, in terms of we'd be like on to the next thing. So like good example, we DJ'd, headlined Hogmanay, 80,000 people, came off stage and we were like, right, we need to do this tomorrow for gut stuff. It was like a New Year resolution type thing that we had to put out. And we didn't just bask in like, that was a huge bucket list moment for us, you know, hometown, 80,000 people, hosted it and DJ'd. But now I think we are better at letting the good stuff soak in, because the bad stuff, you know, the problems get bigger. So, you know, that comes with more stress. So, you know, you need to sort of start celebrating those wins.
Amazing.
And how big is the business now, like from inception?
big. Big in terms of, you know, the amount of revenue streams we've got, just about to go up to 10 members of staff. And that comes with, you know, its own joys and stresses. We've got an amazing team. We're still very lean for like the amount of that we do, so they work super hard, and but it's a big responsibility having other people's salaries to pay at the end of the month, and you know, I never take that lightly, but I guess it just depends how you measure success. For me, you know, it's about how many guts we're changing, so you know, we could talk in terms of revenue, and you know, we're turning over more than I could ever have dreamed of in any business, but you know, we've still got a long way to go. And when you're a mission-led company, we always say, you know, what defines success for us, and it is our purpose rather than, you know, that being said, we do have investors. We are a commercial company, but for us, you know, it's all about that mission, and we won't stop until we get there.
I love that.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're so purpose driven. Like, I think that's the real heart of business, isn't it? Just making sure, and passion comes up so often on this podcast, like, you know, the reason and the drive, and, you know, talk about some significant milestones that you've reached along that entrepreneurial journey. I mean, obviously taking 10 staff.
I know, that is incredible, yeah.
I mean, what kind of roles are they in within your business? How are they supporting you and to grow?
So we basically have sort of 3 arms to the business at the minute. The heart is the education piece, which we, you know, will always be the heart of everything that we do. So we've published 2 books. HarperCollins published them in the UK. Penguin globally, they're bestsellers, which was amazing. And we are on the NHS board. We're piloting to be on the school curriculum. So that sort of heart is the bit that Lisa and I would do all day, every day we could. But we also have the CPG side of the business, which is the product side. Which we have some on the table. We do high fibre bars, fermented kits, diaries, all the rest of it. So that runs very much like a traditional CPG company. We have a head of sales, head of ops, marketing team. Then we have a services side of the business where we do all the workplace wellness everywhere from Visa, Accenture. That started on Balfour Beatty construction sites with Lisa and I doing toolbox talks, which has snowballed into a beast. So we've just signed a big deal with Elior and Lexington there, where we take over a canteen, some of the biggest businesses in the world, and we do a lot of that on the education side. So we have a couple of members of staff on that, and then we do our new venture is we're bringing out an app.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. So that will be launched in January. So I've just been hiring into that side of the business. So that's where most of the staff sit, and then we have, you know, digital marketing agencies, marketing agencies, all the rest of it to support. But if the app goes the way it should go, and hopefully we'll go up to about 30 members of staff by mid next year, which is mad to get my head around. It's a big jump up, but I'm super passionate about the app. I think it's what we need as a company. You know, we as I said, all the different revenue streams are quite disparate, and people come to the brand from lots of different ways. The media arm is amazing. You know, that's our most profitable arm, obviously. Like, that's where we sold a TV format to NBC Universal. Channel 4 aired it in the UK. It was one of their biggest launches since 2018. 7 million people watched the show.
Wow.
Which is amazing.
That's amazing. I love that.
We beat Love Island and it won, which was
really
a good sort of career, like, you've made the right choice. It was the amount of people that tuned in live, they just fell off their chairs for a health format.
That is a testament, actually, to how important we actually all do find it, because I am fascinated by it, just personally, not even because I know you. I actually genuinely have really started looking after myself, and my God, I do feel amazing. Like, it's just incredible. And I mean, it's something Chris always says to me: eat your fibre. You're not getting enough fibre. I'm like, oh my God, you're my mum. But actually, I then started looking into what you guys do, and then knowing that you beat Love Island, I think actually we all really do care about looking after ourselves now. For so many, our generation, we didn't. We genuinely didn't care.
I think, you know, COVID has a big part to play in it, in terms of, you know, if there's one positive that we could get out of it, people did start thinking about their health more, and obviously immunity is directly linked to gut health. But yeah, I think it's so important for people to look after their guts. I think, you know, not only do 25% of the population suffer with a gut issue, which is absolutely massive. One of the biggest admissions to primary care last year with digestive issues, followed by heart disease and diabetes, which are both linked to the gut. And I think, you know, if people just took one thing away of just knowing exactly what their gut was, I don't think most people don't know that your gut is everything from mouth to bum, let alone there's this ecosystem that lives in our large intestine of these microbes that are so important to our overall health. And I think, you know, it's such an exciting field of science, and it really, obviously I've spent my life harping on about it, but I think it was amazing to hear and see that so many people were interested, and stay tuned for the whole series as well.
And if it was that successful, will we be seeing you again on the screen?
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully,
brilliant.
yeah. So it's we're going global as well, which is mad.
Fab. Amazing.
But yeah, that side of the business is just amazing. You know, just talking from a marketing point of view, top of funnel, bringing people into brands is amazing.
And this was Know Your Shit. That was the title of the show, which I thought was an incredible title
very
for
clever.
a show.
Trying to say it on
clever.
breakfast TV was.
Yeah. Fun fact, I was actually in that show. I made it. I made it to the cutting room floor. I didn't actually make it into
And
the
the
show.
funny thing was that was nothing to do with me whatsoever. I was not involved as much as I would love to say that I was. It was that Tigz messaged me going, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and I went, "That's my neighbour." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah,
it's just like, oh my
Alana."
God, yeah.
And I had spoken about you too, Tigz.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden the penny dropped, and it was just like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
You didn't make it though, did you, love? Sorry.
I did not. I had such a good time.
Yeah, it was so
Such a
much
lovely
fun.
time.
We filmed it in the oldest pumping house, wasn't
Yes,
it?
Crossness.
Yeah, and it was basically stank as shit the whole time. So I was like, we need smell-o-vision in this series.
Oh my God, that smell will never leave.
Yeah,
it will never
was
leave.
in the veins.
Oh my
But I
God.
love the fact that, effectively a lot of what you talk about, especially with gut health, we're talking about what goes in and a lot about what comes out.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you've made a TV show about poo that went that crazy in terms of viewership that you beat one of the most popular TV shows.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes me happy. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, and I think it's all about that inside out rather than outside in, which I think is something that Lisa and I thought about a lot when we were DJing. How can we get this audience that we're DJing thinking about preventative healthcare and think what that could do for our healthcare system, but also letting people think about what's happening on the inside more is far more important than how we look on the outside. And that was a sort of key driver. So that the success of the TV show was definitely one of the drivers that keeps us going when times are tough.
And I love the fact you're going into schools, because I just think of my boys, and I think it's like I want them to be knowing this from
And
a
kids
really
get it.
early age.
Honestly, they get it. Like when we're in school, they're like, "Oh yeah, more fibre, get that." But they don't question it. They're just like, "Yeah, cool, of course." And I think if we can get that grassroots education done, our mission is to make gut health as habitual as brushing your teeth, and to do that you have to do it from a young age. We're starting to bring people around, like my mum, who was a bit like, it's too late for me, I am what I am, you're being too preachy. No. So anytime we have a new, my mum, any innovation that's done within the company, we run by my mum first with a gin to see if it's going to land.
I did have the pleasure of meeting your lovely mum as well.
Yeah,
She's
bless
lovely,
her. She's on the gut stuff bars now, so that for me is a win.
Well, tell us about these gut stuff bars, because they are in front of us.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the product range, how that came about, how did this idea come into being, these bars in front of us?
So I really don't know how Lisa and I did it, considering we didn't come from a food background and now we're in basically every grocery store in the UK. But we obviously were just education, and as people were on the education journey, they were like, brilliant, I'm in, I realise how important my gut is, what can I do off the back of it? Give me tools, products, services off the back of it. And we were right, okay, 9 out of 10 of us don't get enough fibre. We need 30 grams of fibre a day, which is a lot.
It is, yeah.
If you think a portion of broccoli is 2.5 grams, an apple's about 2.5 grams, that's a lot you've got to eat in a day to get up to 30 grams. So we have a fibre deficiency in this country, and we're like, we need to bring out a product that is affordable, it's accessible for everyone, but it's also convenient. Yeah. And I think, we all live busy lives. We need to have that convenience. We're not saying have 3 of our bars in a day and that's it. We're saying have one, and then here's some recipes you can have for lunch and tea that will help you get on your fibre journey. It was really important for us to, when we were NPDing them, for them not to have any emulsifiers and preservatives in them. We wanted them to be vegan. We want them to be gluten-free, because obviously we have a lot of people that follow us that are celiac. So yeah, it took us a long time to NPD them. We launched them in 2020 on the go product in a global pandemic. But we were lucky that we did get good distribution initially, and then from there they've just grown and grown. We're really lucky. Frankie came to us from our ex-bar. Amy came from Root Health, and there's the dream team in terms of what they've managed to achieve in the bars. But I wanted to be involved, obviously, and at the time when we first brought out the bars, there was maybe 4 of us on the team. So I was in charge of all the sort of MPD and ops side. So it was really important for me to be involved in that process. And as they've grown, I've stayed really close to it because I'm a bit of a geek and I love ops and supply chain.
And I also want to point out on here that it says you're a certified B Corp.
We are.
Which is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Huge achievement.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
That was a lot of forms. But for us, we were actually one of the first people in B Corp pending, which is sort of just what you get before you're actually B Corp. And we've just won Best in the World B Corp, which is amazing.
Congratulations.
But for us, I think it's so important. I think a lot of businesses and brands want to make the world a better place, which is brilliant, and they talk the talk. But if you're a B Corp, you have to walk the walk. It's literally in your articles. Like, you legally have to walk the walk. And for us to have those principles baked into our business model to hold us accountable, I think as you grow, you have to be held accountable. And it's easy to... It's not easy to lose sight, but you have to keep being reminded of, how do we make the world a better place?
Because I've looked into B Corp and there is so much paperwork involved, like you said. What is, like, for anyone that's looking to become a B Corp brand business, like, what are some of the things that, was there any advice you were given along the way or anything that you found out that someone else might find really useful? Yeah,
I think just think about... They basically have different areas within the business. Think about which one you want to excel in. It's really hard to be the best at governance and the best at sustainability and the best. That would be really difficult as a business to really excel at all of them. So I'd say pick 1 or 2 of them and do them really well and build your sort of application around that. That's what we did, and there's amazing consultants out there that can help you. It's really overwhelming, and I think women do this incredibly well, is asking for help, and asking for help for people that are in different expertise that aren't yours, and we do a lot of that at the Gut Stuff, and so we had a consultant help us on that journey. But to be fair, Lisa has to take all the credit for the B Corp, so I only did. She did most of it. So,
and there's that benefit of working with your twin.
Yeah, exactly. I normally get all the admin stuff, but she did most of the B Corp stuff.
Well, we talked a bit about Lisa. Why don't we talk about the hubby? I mean, he's a well-known name, and he's currently playing one of my favourite roles ever in the West End. I actually did this when I was a kid. So when I did dance competitions, I played that part.
Oh my God, I love it.
Which part? Which part?
Is Thenardier.
Oh, you're gonna have to show me the show.
Master of the House.
Les Mis.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Sorry, should have said it. And look, is a prime example of just hustle. When I met him, he was in musical theatre, and then it all transpired that he was really good at impressions. He'd always done them when he was in shows. I was like, I'm not taking any Lady Macbeth credit, but I was like, you should put a YouTube out or, get it up, get it done. And to be fair, it was his idea, but he always says, I sort of looked to what you and Lisa were doing at the time and was quite inspired by it. So he put a YouTube video up. It was called something about Downton. It was basically all Downton characters. And when you look at it now, it's cute. But it went viral. Stephen Fry tweeted it and all the rest of it. And then, he's the sort of master of portfolio careers in that sense. So he did 10 years in comedy, still doing that. He's still doing all that sort of stuff, so he's knackered. It was always a bucket list for him to play Thenardier. It's in his family, literally. His uncle played it. Wow. So he always wanted to go. He was married in Les Mis before, so he always wanted to go back in as Thenardier. So
I've got to go and see him. I've definitely got to go and see him.
He's amazing.
Honestly, it's my favourite show.
Play that role.
I don't think I've ever not cried. I've seen it so many times, but I still.
It's a really
cry.
good show.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's wonderful.
He's extremely talented.
And you both became parents as well.
Yeah,
little one.
Ari has his talent for impressions, which is quite mad.
Brilliant.
So she can copy sort of any sound or word, or it's mad.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't want her to be in the entertainment industry, so chemical
her
engineer, please.
It'll go full circle. She'll end up going for law or something at
Yeah,
university.
please.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't, I just obviously, of course, want her to be happy, but the entertainment industry, you are really reliant on other people's decisions for you. And I think, obviously, Luke and I have lived through that, and it's very difficult having someone else answerable to your own fate. I think it's different now. I think you can do more for yourself because online has opened that amazing platform for us not just to be answerable to our agents or casting directors. But yeah, do I want that for her? I don't know.
I agree. I feel very much the same about my boys as well. Like, Freddie's quite dramatic, and I can see already.
No, really?
He's really dramatic. But yeah, so I very much agree with like that route. But I think as well that, she's going to see what her mum, the business that you've created. I mean, what a role model for her, you know.
I mean, she could probably run the business now, to be fair. Like, I didn't take any mat leave, so she was on every Zoom, feeding. She goes working. She's sort of doing stuff. Working. So yeah, I think, as a mum, that was really important for me to be that role model. I didn't really have a choice about having mat leave or not, but I hope, when I found out I was having a girl, I was like, this is, I want her to be a fierce powerhouse.
She is, and she will be. Yeah, absolutely.
So looking ahead, what exciting developments, projects, fun things have you got that you can tell us about that are coming up for you in the near future?
Yeah, so I guess the app is probably the biggest one. And the gut stuff, just continuing to spread the word. We have some big distribution points coming up next year with some retailers, which is really exciting. That will really, explode that side of the business, which is brilliant. I guess it's hard, like, we have been the queens of pivots and things fall out the sky, and as a business, as a founder, especially in recent times, the past 4 years have been very difficult for people running their own businesses. You've got to be able to pivot. So sometimes I'm like, I actually sometimes don't know what's going to fall out the sky or what curveball is going to come in, but that is the short-term plan. And what else?
Well, tell us about the podcast as well. How's that going?
That's more just like our therapy sessions.
It's great fun. It's so entertaining.
Yeah, we always knew the three of us wanted to do a podcast. It was just finding the time, really. And then Avalon, who produced Shag Married Annoyed,
oh, nice,
said that, we'll produce it for you. So we were like, okay, great. So yeah, we just chat shite. For an hour each week, but we've been really, like, Lisa's been on sort of mat leave, so we've started having guests, which is really nice. But yeah, it's a weird dynamic. Twins are very strange. Luke has always said, it was like marrying both of you, basically, which is fair enough. So Lisa and Luke get on very, very well. They're like brother and sister in terms of their relationship. So it's just a strange dynamic, but the whole concept of the podcast is those family dynamics. I think there's a lot of podcasts out there for couple dynamics and parenting podcasts, but this is like sisterlies, the relationship between your mother-in-law and you, and like how, just things like, what did people do at Christmas? What time do you have your Christmas dinner? Like, it's so divided. And the dramas that come with that, family fallouts, family feuds. So yeah, it's been brilliant, and we really, really enjoyed doing it. And it's actually nice to see Luke, because I hardly see him half the time. So. It's nice to see us when we record it.
Well, we always like to do a little bit of a quick fire round in the show. So we're going to pose some questions to you and answer as quickly as you can. This is going to be a hard one for you, actually. What's your best business accomplishment? Straight away.
I think Lisa and I not having a massive fallout, to be honest. And that encompasses all the businesses. So, yeah, that we're still talking.
Brilliant. I love that. And what is your favourite productivity hack?
I have to get better at this because I'm not very good at just getting down and concentrating on a task, and that's something I'm really working on the past few weeks. So concentration music and putting my phone to the other side of the room.
Yeah, nice. I like that. And tell me something, all these things that we do know about you. What's the one thing the internet doesn't know about you?
Oh, to be fair, it's mainly all out there. I don't know. I think, to be honest, I do honestly think it's all out there.
Anything from your childhood?
Well, I'm thinking the back end of the festival days.
No, not really. I guess it's probably no. I was going to say.
Have you ever fangirled over? Sorry, well, what? Say that again.
My dog. Well, he died this week. But he was 18. He was amazing. He was Bruiser and Legally Blonde in the West End.
I see. I did not know that.
I saw her. Yeah,
but we didn't really have anything on it until recently on Instagram recently. But no, I genuinely think everything is on there. That's tragic, isn't it?
No, not at all. You're just an open book.
Living your most authentic life.
Yeah, exactly.
So if someone put £50,000 in your bank account right now, what would you spend it on?
Great question. I would probably go on holiday. Luke and I haven't been on holiday for a very long time. So yeah, I would probably go on holiday. I might invest some back into the business probably. And pay off some of my mortgage.
Fair enough.
Is that a sad answer?
No, actually, to be fair, I'd probably do something very similar.
Too sensible, maybe.
Oh, I like the sound of the holiday though. That's good.
Yeah, needed.
Well, thank you so much for being part of the show today. Honestly, it's been so fascinating, and even more stuff that I didn't even know about you has come to light. And I feel like you're on the biggest journey ever. So we'd love to have you back. Like, you know, we'll do it in a year and you can update us on the app and the next TV show and all of that. It sounds absolutely amazing. You've got so much coming up. But is there anything you want to leave or say to our listeners or viewers out there, or just what's your tip for doing everything that you do? Yeah,
it's just keeping going. You know, I think it's a roller coaster, being an entrepreneur. It really is. And I think if it was easy, everyone would do it. So, you know, when the times are tough, I think you really have to dig deep and, you know, ask yourself, why are you doing this? You know, as an entrepreneur, you make a lot of sacrifices in family and personal life. And, you know, I'd say when you are setting up a business, do it something that you're so passionate about, and it's purpose driven, and that's what will get you through the inevitable tough times that will come in abundance.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah, just knowing that it means enough for you to keep pushing through. And it's been so lovely to hear such an honest sort of, you know, we talk very openly a lot of times about the good things, and you know, we have our, you know, highlight reels online, but actually to have spoken about sort of the fact that business is hard at times, it's so refreshing to hear that. So I've learned loads today. Yeah. I'm inspired to go and maybe start a few extra side hustles in my business, and I don't know. But yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. What an incredible week it's been.
Yeah. I'm very excited. We've got another amazing guest next week. So tune in. We'll be available on all platforms.
Yes, including YouTube if you want to watch us in video format.
If you have to watch us. I much prefer the audio. Well, that's everything from us this week. Thank you very much, Connor, as always.
And
pleasure and a privilege.
He had to pick up the mic then for that slight delay.
I usually leave my mic on mute during the pod, so like I don't hang it on the table or anything.
To himself in the corner.
He's probably checking those stocks and shares.
I know.
Oh, it's not 2:00 yet. Clocks have gone back, so I'm adjusting to it now. Different time zones.
And on that note, we will be back next week with another dose of Badass Boss energy. We'll see you then.
See you soon.